I'm proud to be the mayor of a city like Richmond because it's on the rise. We have one of the youngest, we are one of the youngest cities in the Commonwealth, an average age of 33 years old. We have 23% of our population is between 20 and 29 years old. When you put millennials and Gen Xers together, half of our city is between 20 and 40 years old. That's pretty good. We are known across the country for our breweries and for our restaurants, our low cost of living as well, our great housing stock. We got a city with a river that has class 4 rapids. Everything you may want in Northern Virginia or in Hampton Roads, you can get in the city of Richmond.
A James Madison University alumnus returned to the school to recruit teachers. Richmond Mayor Levar Stoney says he's searching for the best instructors in Virginia.
I'm here on a teacher recruitment tour. We call it Teach in RVA recruitment tour, trying to bring the most talented and brightest young men and women to the city of Richmond to teach.
Mayor Stoney told me JMU is the 5th institution on the tour in the Commonwealth.
We visited Mary Washington, Virginia State, Virginia Union, the College of William & Mary, George Mason, and now we're here.
The Richmond mayor says while he is searching for new teachers who will excel in the classroom, he is also focused on the students.
I want to do everything I can, whether it's in the classroom or outside the classroom, to ensure that all of our children have a high quality life and they can live out their God-given talents in the city of Richmond. They're worth it. And I think that for far too long we have played a role in holding our children back, and I think it's time for the city to be the vehicle to ensure children get all of, we can create positive outcomes for all of our children.
He admits Richmond has a dark past, but he acknowledged his administration is working to change how people perceive the city.
There's one thing you can't do, and that is run away from your history. We are the capital, the former capital of the Confederacy. But each and every single day, we are becoming a more inclusive and welcoming city. That's why 21,000 new people have moved into the city of Richmond since 2010. And we have one of the largest concentrations of millennials in the United States of America. 23% of those who live in the city are millennials. With millennials and Gen Xers come those who think differently than their grandparents or great-great-grandparents did, and that's why we are a better city. There's no reason not to talk about our history, but right now we're working on writing the new chapter of the great city of Richmond.
He plans to change the city's image to include the history of the diverse cultures of Richmond's communities, starting with the youngest citizens.
In order to build a city that is sustainable in the long term, you got to actually invest in public education. That means investing in our children.
Mayor Stoney told the crowd about his humble beginnings as a Richmond public school student, including how he was a recipient of the free lunch program.
I try to be as transparent as possible about my experience in public schools and what it's done for me in my career. And I think if I can relate to many of the teachers in there or some of the students that are in our schools, that it goes a long way to knowing that I'm a friend, a proponent, and I can do everything I can to help.
To accomplish his goal of Reach One, Teach One, the mayor plans to personally greet and meet as many students as he can.
I think that each and every child in Richmond Public Schools should get to see their leader, should get to see their mayor. And so I visited 44 schools last year, and I will do the same in year 2, year 3, and year 4. I think it's of some value that when I walk through a school door that people say, hey, that's the mayor. I love that.
Allison Bright is a JMU graduate student with a focus in special education. She was impressed with the mayor sharing his heart with the crowd.
I think he's very committed to helping his students and helping all of his community members. My favorite part was him telling us how much he's been in the schools and how committed he is to giving all students an equal chance to succeed.
She is from Edinburgh, Virginia, and has often thought she would remain in the Valley, but
I'm considering all my options. I'm from the Valley, so I'd love to stay local, but I definitely heard a lot of things that stood out to me in his speech. I'm from a small town, 800 people, so it's a lot different than Richmond from what he was explaining, but I'd love to check it out.
She says she loves teaching and is looking forward to helping students achieve in the classroom.
It's just a passion that I think is more rewarding for me than it is for my students. I love giving back and helping other people, and I feel that everybody has something good to offer, and so it's my job to find it in my students.
The Dean of the College of Education at JMU, Phil Wishon, had this to say about Mayor Stoney's speech.
I thought he really brought it. I mean, you talk about rocking it, he rocked it. He brought passion, he brought love for the profession. And if I were young enough to teach, I would definitely consider going to Richmond, because he is a leader and I'd follow him almost anywhere. It just warms my heart to see that we have over 250 students here who are going to help shape the future for society, for America, and the profession needs them. And the more of them we have, the better.
I asked the Dean of Education how he felt knowing Mayor Stoney was a 2004 graduate of JMU.
Well, I just see the legacy of being a Duke. And here's the guy, I mean, he comes through, and for all he did in high school and for what he did in college, and he was a leader everywhere he went. He was captain of the football team in middle school. He was captain of the football team. At high school, he comes here and he's leading the Student Government Association, and now he's touching the lives of future teachers. It just fills a person with pride, purple pride.
In Harrisonburg, Elaine Rackley for Breaking Through News.